Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of Double Edge Cinema Podcast. What's up, everybody? Ryan1988 or Justin here, and I am with my buddy TJ right there. How's it going, TJ?
Streams, we're going. We're ready for this, man. Ready to get controversial in here.
I like that. Screams, streams. Where'd you come up with that?
So way back in the day, I've as you know, I listened to a lot of like heavy metal, like death screaming.
Yeah.
In my way back in the day on the Xbox 360, my gamer tag was Screams Death 69, of course, because I was 15. And then Screams Death has just kind of stayed with me for a long time. And then when I started streaming, it just kind of turned into streams,
I love it.
which is
I
kind of
think
fun.
that's awesome. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Ethan, let's pop this up. What's up,
What's
Ethan?
up, Ethan?
How's it going? How is it going? So, welcome to episode 2.
That's
So,
right.
this is awesome. So, we haven't, like I said, we're doing this every 2 weeks. I think it's fun. I see him every day, but it's like a mini reunion for everybody else. So,
Yeah. And I know last podcast we said we were going to be doing Final Destination.
yes.
I have not had time to go watch the new movie. We wanted to do Final Destination after we had watched the new movie so we could talk about it as well. So we changed the rotation. We're doing Star Wars this week. And
Yes.
then on our next podcast, we will be talking Final Destination. I am watching Final Destination on Sunday evening.
And
So we'll be ready for that one.
I've seen it. I'm going to post a review, but on my YouTube channel, but I don't think I'm going to do my ranking yet because I want to do a ranking on here with you. So, and we'll talk about the movie, of course. And then
I'm very excited for it. I've always been a big fan of that series.
hey, I love this series, and you won't be disappointed. I was not disappointed, so that was pretty solid. Awesome, Ethan, doing great. And he said, "Star Wars is the best."
There's Ashton. What's up, Ashton?
Ashton, what's going on, buddy? How's it going, Ashton?
So last week, our last session, whatever, Justin brought his A game. He brought props. So this week, I brought props.
I love that. I brought props.
I've got Star Wars stuff. Go ahead, Justin.
Well, I was gonna say, I wanted to ask you something. Did you ever collect the do you remember when Burger King back in 05 had the watches? Do you remember those Star Wars watches?
I remember Wild Thornberry watches, but I don't remember Star Wars.
I'll have to bring those and show you those at work sometime. I still have them in the like containers, and they're in pretty good condition. So. Okay, let's get. Oh, sorry.
Do you remember they had the little gold Pokemon cards?
Yes, I remember those, and I also remember.
I wish I could get my hands on those.
and I also remember the you said the Wild Thornberry watches, the Rugrat watches too.
Yes, so. Rugrats 2 when the movie came out. Okay, anyway, back on track. Yes. Star Wars. We're going to be ranking Star Wars today, all 11 movies. We're not talking about TV shows this session. Mm-hmm. Justin has not watched a lot of the TV shows. No. I've watched all of the live action TV shows. I haven't started season 2 of Andor yet, but I've not watched any of the animated shows. They are on my list to watch. I will probably be getting those soon.
So, but yeah, and the thing about it is, like we did when we did our and by the way, thank you everybody popping in. We appreciate it. But like last time, you know, we had our ranking of our all-time favorite franchises. We don't know our list. Like I might know like one of your movies, but that's it. So it's gonna be fun and it's gonna be controversial because I think I have some controversial picks. I know you do. So do you want to get started or do you want me to go?
First, I want to show off my props because I'm excited about
the props. Yes, sorry.
Okay, so as you know, I 3D print. So I got two little props going here. The first one, it was kind of hiding in the shadows, but I have a Darth Vader bust that I 3D printed. I do plan on painting him. Right now, he's just the flat black that I painted him in, but I plan on putting a primer on him and then painting like his buttons and stuff, the colors that they're supposed to be. the second thing I actually have started painting, but I haven't made it very far into it. But I have the Mandalorian.
Nice. That is so
The
awesome.
You can kinda see how I've gave his armor like a light coat,
Yeah.
but I plan on hitting him hard. I'm not very good at painting, I procrastinate really hard, but then once I start doing it, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
The third thing is one of my prized possessions. Um, you may or may not have heard me talk about my trip to Disney here a couple years ago,
Mhm.
but I built a lightsaber.
Look at that, dude.
When you build a
Amazing.
lightsaber, you get to pick a theme. The one I picked was called something Night of Justice or something like that. And then based on the theme, you get a case,
Yeah.
you get a pin with the logo, and then that's how they know what style hilt you get. These are very expensive. You could probably find lightsabers of better quality. Or the quality of this is phenomenal, but you could probably find ones with better quality blades, I would say.
Yeah.
But this is the hilt that I picked. I don't know if you can see
So
it.
I can see it.
But
That is awesome.
yeah, but it comes in different pieces, and you have to assemble it. And they have like this whole thing where you go and you stand around a table. You have a blacksmith type person kind of walk you through it, and then when you're done, you put it in. You put just the hilt into like a machine that like closes over it, and it's
Yeah.
see through. And then you hear like Yoda's voice come on, the ceiling starts changing colors. He talks about how you're like the chosen Jedi. They go around at the beginning and let you pick your kyber crystal, which
Mhm.
tells what color the lightsaber is. Now I know my blade here is very like, I don't know, good guy themed, but I'm a fan of the dark
Look
side.
at that. I love that. Oh my
So
gosh. That is awesome.
Ashton, I don't have a video per se of me making the lightsaber. I did take pictures as I was doing it, so I could do like a slideshow. And then I have a video with the sword or with the blade in the machine, and then like the ceiling coming up and lighting up, and Yoda talking, and then you first turning on the blade, and then
Yeah.
at the end, everybody kind of holds the blade up to the ceiling. I just hit my ceiling. Um, but I do have a mount for this. And as you're coming down to the main cave here, I have it mounted on the wall. So next time you come over, you'll have to check this out. And it's heavy, dude. This thing is like solid metal.
That
It's
is so
awesome.
awesome,
I
dude.
love it. But it was very expensive. I can't remember the exact price, but I know it was like $300 or something like that for the experience. But I don't
Yeah,
regret it at all. It was so cool.
but yeah, that's why you don't regret stuff like that. That is awesome. I have
Yeah.
props while you show yours. I gotta go grab a few things.
Yeah. Well, this was my last prop. I saved the best for last. But whilst we're on the topic of props, I don't know if you remember a couple weeks ago, I asked you what your favorite lightsaber was,
Yes.
and you said it was
Green.
no. What character's lightsaber?
Oh, it's the
You
Darth
told
Maul
me.
with the two blade.
Oh, you told me Obi-Wan Kenobi when I talked to you a couple weeks ago.
Okay, it's Obi-Wan.
You
But
did.
yeah,
You
yeah.
did. Darth Maul's
Darth-
lightsaber is badass. But I don't know if you can see this light right here.
Okay.
That is actually my 3D printer, and I have it going right now, printing a replica of Obi-Wan Kenobi's blade. And
Oh,
I'm going to sand down the hill and paint it, and I'm going to give it to you as a gift.
dude, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, Obi-Wan is my favorite. But yeah, second favorite would definitely be Darth Maul. So, thank you, my friend.
Darth Maul is my second favorite lightsaber. My first favorite is Kylo Ren's. I love how his lightsaber is kind of like staticky, like it's damaged, and then it has the cross guard. I love it. It's so cool to me.
I love it. Well, let me show you a few things I have. Like I said,
Yeah, go for it, man.
I have the watches. They're put in a box somewhere right now, but some like rare physical media stuff. I have the original Star Wars VHS tapes for 77.
Dang, that's right. That's an age on it.
Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. Was that a receipt that just came out?
No, you know what
Or
it
it's
is.
sticking for like the movies.
Sticker.
Just falling off of it because it's so old.
That's how old these are. I got them
That's
from a friend though. I love them. And Return of the Jedi. So I got those, and then these are a couple of
Blu-rays.
burn Blu-rays, but you know what?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to go with it. The desensitized versions of the original Star Wars trilogy, way they were seen in theaters. Have you ever seen the Ewok adventure movies? All about the Ewoks.
Not recently. I do remember watching one of them.
Yeah.
I was probably in late elementary school, maybe middle school.
Yeah.
I remember watching one. Wasn't there one where like Luke and Leia kissed? Because they didn't know that they were siblings.
I think that was in Return of the Jedi, maybe?
I don't remember.
I don't remember that. You know
I don't
what?
remember. I remember it being like a whole controversial thing because they're brother and sister.
It could have been like this cut of the movie.
It may have been. I don't know.
It might have been. These are these were like kid movies that they made, but they were like they had the Ewoks in them. Anyway,
Yeah.
I grew up with those, and I'll have to let
Okay.
you borrow these.
Yeah, I might borrow those for sure, especially whilst we're like, I mean, everything right now is Star Wars. Everything, which of course we've been binging the movies. I'm a big video gamer. I play Fortnite with my daughter. Star Wars is the theme of this season in Fortnite. I've been trying to stay off of it because when I get on, I'm so tempted to drop money on skins, and I don't want to buy them. It was an Empire Strike Back, Ethan says.
Okay, cool. And by the way, we're gonna put up the comments too. I gotta use stream and everything. So, and then the last thing I'll show you, the notoriously bad Star Wars Holiday Special.
Okay, I have not seen that.
You gotta. I only watched halfway through this thing. This thing is like this is an hour and a half long. Like, yeah, it's my last one, but it's campy. I'm glad I own it. So,
all right. So now that we're done with show and tell, we should probably hop into this. We're 15 minutes into this already, and we have 11 movies each to go through. So this is going to be a haul. I don't think we should spend too much talking about the bottom half of our list, but I think once we get to like top 3 or something, we should go into some detail why that's our top 3.
We'll talk a little bit about why we have these at the bottom, but not too much detail.
I'm a bit of an extremist. I have a mowing business on the side with Ashton who's watching.
Ethan said, by the way, I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. Me too.
Okay. One of our customers gave me this little notebook and it came in handy. While I was watching the movies, I was taking notes with this little notebook.
Oh, yeah.
Some of these are like front and back, like it's intense. But I was taking notes of key points that happen in the movies. I'll go ahead and start off. Keep in mind, because I know this is going to piss a lot of people off. These are opinions. I know a lot of people hate the Disney Star Wars movies. I personally think they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I will talk about that a little bit once we get into this as well. But yeah, so everybody loves the original trilogy, 4, 5, 6. I talked to you briefly about this, Justin.
I know, I heard this.
My least favorite Star Wars movie is Episode 5. Or Empire Strikes Back. Sorry, Ethan. Or not. Which one did you say you loved?
I love Empire Strikes Back, but he said...
Yeah. Oh, he was just talking about the kissing thing was in Empire Strikes Back.
That's it. That has to be in the director's
I know. Yeah. I know. I'll be like... I'm not saying the movie is bad. I think none of the Star Wars movies are bad. I want to make that very clear.
Yes.
I love all of them.
Yes.
But one of them's got to be in last. This is the one that didn't do it for me. I thought the whole Luke training with Yoda was very boring, and it just did not hold my interest. That's my only reason. The beginning and end of the movie, phenomenal, but the middle part just drug on way too long for me. It was necessary, but it wasn't top tier for me.
Okay, I might break your heart a little bit with this because you don't know what's my bottom list. But again, I'm like you. I loved every one of these movies. So even the bottom list, I still love them and I find them entertaining. But okay, let's see. What did Ashton say? My least favorite from what I have seen is the first one in the timeline.
Episode 4 or episode 1?
Let us know. Is it Phantom Menace or is it A New Hope or just Star Wars. So let us know. Okay, so this is gonna break your heart, maybe. So coming in at number 11 for me is Rise of Skywalker.
Okay.
So again, I love it. I do love it, but I guess for me, the reason why this one makes the bottom of the list is for me, it's besides some really great moments in the film, it's one that like I don't remember as much when I finish watching the movie. And they had this whole idea of like after Last Jedi, they had a different plan for this movie. And then of course, J.J. Abrams came back on, and you could just tell that there were rewrites there. And they had to put a movie together. And I feel like there's times that the movie just seems a little off-putting. So that's why it's at the bottom of my list. Otherwise, I do love the movie. I find it very entertaining. But for me, like, it could change later on. But right now, this one right here ranks in at number 11 for me. Is Rise of Skywalker. So,
Sure.
Did I break your heart a little bit, make you cry on the inside?
No, but I think by the time I'm done with my list, you're gonna laugh because number 10 for me, and I think this is the one where people are gonna be like,
Oh,
"What?"
Ashton said the one with Darth Maul.
So that's episode 1,
Episode
Phantom
1.
Menace. The introduction of Anakin.
Yep.
But I think this is the one where people are about to shun me right now.
Oh no, shun away.
Like people are gonna hate me so hard right now for this opinion. Number 10 is Rogue One.
Oh, breaks my heart a little bit.
Again, it's not a bad movie, but not a lot happened in that movie. Other than them getting the planes to the Death Star, is pretty much the whole movie.
That's true. I agree with it. Like I rewatch. It's slightly higher on my list. It's not like top tier, but I agree with that. Like I rewatched it, and while I do love the movie, and the first few times I saw it, I would have told you top 5 tier movie, but rewatching it, I was the same way. I was like, it's a great movie. I love this film, but there's not much that happens in the movie except for that final act, which is like pretty crucial for going into A New Hope, which again, don't want to spoil too much because Ashton's never seen this one. So
I will say though, the blind dude that like was all the forces with me or whatever, he's a badass. Absolutely.
Yes, he is. He is a badass.
But I have to say, what the hell do stormtroopers armor? What does it do for them?
I don't know.
Blasters go right through him. This guy had a damn stick. Was bonking him on the head and knocking him out with a damn stick. Okay.
It's always been that way. Yes, 100%. Oh my gosh, great! I love it. Okay, so number 10 for me. Again, you know what? I love all the movies, but I would have said that this would have ranked on the like very bottom years ago. But when I rewatch these, I gotta tell you, I had a great time with the movie, and that is Star Wars: Attack of the Clones, Episode 2. So
Episode 2, okay.
I love it. I love this movie. It's actually grown on me quite a bit over the years. Like I thought it was a great movie the first time I saw it. Now I just think it's a movie I love. So, again, like, there's always that one movie, in my opinion, in these trilogies of Star Wars movies, if you divide them up, that's like the weakest one where there's not a lot going on. And for me, Attack of the Clones is that movie. Like, when I finished watching this movie, I'm like, this is a great movie. I love it. There's some great moments in the film. But, like with Rise of the Skywalker, it's not one that it sticks with me. Like, I don't really remember too much after the movie where it, just stands out from a lot of the other Star Wars movies. So, I'm one that loves Hayden Christensen. I know some people especially when these movies came out, trashed him. and I love him in this role. I think he's good in this, despite the sand, dialogue that was going on, like in the middle of the movie about sand, how he hates going through his toes and everything. I think he's great in it. I think the cast is great. Ewan McGregor, I love. So yeah, episode 2. I hate to put it this low, but it is. So
All right. So Ethan said that his number 10 would be Han Solo.
yes, let's pull these up.
I got to agree with Ethan. My number 9 is Solo.
Dang.
The first time I watched it, I was not a huge fan of it though. But rewatching it the second time, I enjoyed it a good bit more. But unfortunately, I mean, the other movies are just simply better. So it's got to rank below.
Oh, so Han Solo for you. Ethan says we got to hang out sometime and talk Star Wars one day. I'd love that. That would be awesome. He also says he's the only one that can play Anakin. I agree. I agree with that. Okay, so we're number 10, right? So number 10.
Number 9.
Oh, number 9. This is going to be painful. I think it's going to be painful for a lot of people. All right. So it is Star Wars Return of the Jedi. Episode 6.
Okay.
So, like you were having issues with Empire Strikes Back, it's sort of the same way with me for this movie. Like, again, I love all these movies. I watched them all. It's not a bad movie. But I find the last half of the movie to be very entertaining. I find the first act to be good when they're in Jabba's hut. But a lot of the other times, I kind of find the movie to be super slow and I really can't get into it sometimes. I kind of zone out sometimes. I love the performances. Love, again, huge parts of this movie. There's just a time where every time I watch this movie, I feel like, again, first act good, second act wishy-washy. You get to the third act, and I'm like, okay, this is what I love about this movie. So it's my least favorite of the original trilogy, and it's bottom tier for me. So, episode 6.
You'll get a laugh out of this where I weed eated after work. I showered and everything, and I just found grass in my eyeball.
I think he says that, but he's probably crying that I put it this low.
No, I mean, it hurts a little bit. I will admit.
I'm just kidding. Oh, and then Ethan says number 9 for him, The Rise of Skywalker. All right.
So coming in at number 8 for me, I have The Force Awakens, episode 7.
Ooh, okay.
The introduction of Rey and Finn and BB-8, Snoke, Kylo, the whole 9. That was my number 8.
That was your number 8.
Yeah.
Nothing else to say?
Nope. I'm short and sweet. We got a lot to get through.
We do. Yep. Okay, so number 8 for me, it seems to be a lot of people's worst list. I know Ashton just mentioned this, but number 8 for me, Phantom Menace. Dude, I rewatched it this last time around, and yes, questionable CGI. Yes, everybody hates Jar Jar Binks. I don't think he's the worst thing ever. I love this movie. Like, I love it so much. You get to that last battle, and you have that awesome music going on, and I love it. Like, I get pumped up every time I watch this movie.
So Ashton said this was his least favorite movie right here.
Yeah.
Right? Darth Maul is the coolest Sith character in all of Star Wars. He is awesome.
100%. 100%.
There's 2 things that I think that they need to do more, and maybe they will at some point. We need more backstory on Darth Maul. If they did a Darth Maul TV show, I would watch the shit out of that, explaining how he rose to become a Darth. Yes. And then we need more backstory on Snoke.
I agree. Darth Maul, one of my favorite characters. Little throwback. I remember when Mountain Dew, Pepsi, all those companies were promoting this so bad, and they had the faces of the characters on the cans, and just great marketing. Ethan
Ethan,
says,
he said Jar Jar's a top 5 character.
"You
Calm
go for
down,
it,
buddy.
Ethan.
Calm down, buddy.
You go
let's,
for it."
let's not get carried away.
So number 8 for him, he said the Attack of the Clones. Cool. Oh, and then Ashton said, I really like Darth Maul, but I think the movie is way too slow for me. No problem.
Everybody's got an opinion.
That's right.
Good.
That's right. That's right. All right. So number 7. Go for it.
Oh, excuse me. I have episode 2, Attack of the Clones.
Ooh, okay. Nice. Nice. Anything you want to say?
I will say Yoda versus Dooku, Count Dooku, was an awesome fight. It was kind of the beginning of Anakin turning to the dark side. As I've already explained, am a sucker for evil characters, essentially. Like Kylo Ren, I think Darth Vader is obviously a stronger and a cooler bad guy than Kylo Ren, but yes. Kylo Ren's suit was way cooler than Darth Vader's. I really think so. Especially when they added like the cracks to his mask after he fought Rey, and then his crossguard saber, awesome. Darth Maul was awesome. Darth Vader, awesome. You haven't watched the Acolyte. The Acolyte got shit on. The Acolyte had some of the best lightsaber fights in all of Star Wars. I don't care who you are. It was awesome. But there's a villain in there. I'm not going to go into detail on that. He had armor. It was made out of material called, it starts with a Q, like Qui-Gon or something like that. And it's the only material. It's a super rare material. It's the only material able to stand up to lightsabers. Wow. So he was like headbutting lightsabers and like breaking them and like blocking with his arms, and he was awesome.
That's so awesome. Ethan says number 7, Return of the Jedi. See, I'm not alone. Like he's got his on. Again, I love these movies. It's like towards the bottom. So
I will agree. There was some wishy-washy stuff with the Acolyte, lore-wise. I'm not going to go into too much detail because Justin has not watched the show yet, but there was kind of a whole story thing they did with the main character that kind of undermined Anakin, what made Anakin the chosen one. And there was a stupid, like, wishy-washy reason that the writer did it. But overall, I don't think it killed the show. I still think the show is entertaining, even if you hated it. I still think it's worth a watch. And also...
And which one is this again?
It's called Acolyte.
Okay, I've heard of it. Yep.
Okay. Also, the base story is that a coven of Force-sensitive women created a child using the Force, and that's the main character, which, of course, that's Anakin's whole story, was that he was created using the Force. Super rare. The writer's reason behind it was that the lore behind Anakin being the chosen one was that it specifically states that it's a male. So that's why she thought it was okay to do it with the main character for Acolyte, which is stupid. But again, it didn't hurt anything. It was fine. The series was good. And it got a lot of hate as well because it is a coven of women. And 2 of the main ones kind of had like a lesbian relationship. So everybody called it like woke, all that kind of BS that everybody does anytime there's gay propaganda and anything.
Love is love, okay?
Yeah. And they literally didn't kiss or anything. Like, that drives me insane when people are like, oh, it's a bunch of lesbians. Oh, and there's like, other than them incentivizing that they're in a relationship, there's no lovey-dovey stuff whatsoever. Like, chill.
That's what I don't like about like some of like, I mean, what I don't like is like people criticizing stuff like that. Because Rise of Skywalker, there was 2 women that kissed.
Yeah.
And
after they won,
up in arms. Coming from a gay guy like me, coming from a gay guy who's me. Like,
it's not. Sorry.
You're okay.
Ethan says Star Wars toxic for no reason. It's not even Star Wars. Like when Multiverse of Madness came out and American Chavez's parents were lesbians, people were like, oh, it's woke, blah, blah, blah. There's like 30 Marvel movies and how many TV shows, and you finally get some LGBTQ representation in one movie, and it's Disney's too woke. Like,
I don't like that.
There's
like,
30 movies.
Beauty and the Beast was another thing. They were like, how dare they? And I'm like, first of all, if I remember correct, in the live action movie, no one kisses. And yes, Gaston's friend, he's gay in it. Who cares?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Gad's
Like, I
character.
just, people
Yeah.
were up in arms. So,
But like, I could understand if they were like
oh, Ethan says fans.
make.
He says
I
I meant
can.
fans, but yeah,
Yeah,
Disney.
yeah, yeah. We got you what you meant, Ethan.
Yep.
I could understand if they were like making out every 5 seconds or getting sexual every 5 seconds, but a man and a man holding hands, or a woman and woman holding hands, or hugging, or
Simple
even
kiss. Or
even one little kiss over the course of 30 movies, like it's fine. It's not that serious.
why? Like, it's a 5-minute kiss, and people are going crazy about it. So,
Really, not even that. Like a 2 second kiss, and
two
people go
second kiss,
crazy.
exactly. 2 second
Or
kiss.
holding hands. But anyway,
Again,
we're off. We're off on
hey,
another
I'm all for
tangent.
it. Anyway,
Let's get back to it. Where were we at? We're on. Did you do your
episode
7 yet?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I haven't done 7 yet. Have you done
Okay,
7?
go. You're on. Yes, I did 7. Mine was episode 2.
Okay,
Attack of the
7 for
Clones.
me. Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Again, like you talked about, I do love the film. Rewatching it though, it's just really about getting to the Death Star and taking it down. And I love the cast. I think they're amazing. I think the movie looks great. I love Garrett Edwards as a director. Hopefully, I said his name right.
I
And
think which every Star Wars movie has their droid. You know, R2 was such a
yes,
classic, and they kind of
yes.
implemented that in every movie. I think the droid in Rogue One was the coolest droid. The black
Yes,
droid that was
yes,
like rewritten.
yes. Yeah.
Following that, I think Lando's droid in Solo was the second coolest droid. The one that her memory got wiped and they like implemented her into the Millennium Falcon.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so again, love the film. Not as much now, but I love the ending. It's tragic, but it ties in so well with the first movie.
And we got a Darth Maul cameo in that movie, which was awesome too.
In that one?
Yep.
This one?
Yep.
Rogue One?
I'm pretty sure it was either that or Solo, but no, it was that one.
Solo.
Yeah, it showed Darth Maul in like a holo projector at the very end of it.
It's Solo.
Is it Solo?
Yeah,
Dang, I got it mixed up. Damn it.
It's okay. It's okay. But so I did my number 7. You go into number 6.
All right, number 6 for me. I have Episode 8, The Last Jedi.
Okay. Episode 8, Last Jedi.
It was a little bit higher than you had it.
Episode no. Episode 8. I haven't even got to it yet.
Oh, I thought you said that one earlier.
No, Rise of Skywalker.
So this might surprise people, but I was showing my notes off earlier. Like, that's episode 7. It's a full page.
Nice.
Episode 3 is half a page. Episode 8 and 9 were 2 pages each.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice. I love it though. I love that. Okay, so number 6 for me. This would have been down on the list years ago, but I really loved watching it, revisiting this movie. Solo: A Star Wars Story. Number 6 for me. Just for me, borderline almost awesome movie. Great movie though. Loved it. Very entertaining. Loved the cast. Loved the characters. He's a great young Han Solo. And again, I loved the Darth Maul cameo at the end of the movie. So yeah, number 6 for me.
So number 5 for me is going to be episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Oh, wait, hold on real quick. Number 6 for Ethan is Attack of the Clones. Cool.
Yeah, number 5 for me is episode 1, Phantom Menace. This would have been lower on the list for me. Overall, I didn't think the story was that great. But I said I'm a sucker for bad guys, and Darth Maul is just so badass that he raised the ranking of that movie for me.
Yes. Love Darth Maul. Love it. Number 5 for me, The Force Awakens. Oh, look at that, Ethan. Let me pull this up.
Hey, they timed up. Yeah, nice.
Love it. The Force Awakens. My only regret is I did not see this movie in theaters. I remember when the movie came out, though. People talked about it. I love this movie so much. I do. I just think it is a great introduction to some great characters that we would have in the next 2 movies. I love our returning characters. some people call it a remake now. I don't care. I love it
I'm
so
glad you said that. I'm
much.
glad you said that.
So BB-8, love BB-8 in this. So
BB-8, BB-8
great
solid droid.
character.
I'm glad you brought it up. Remake. There is a lot of
Yeah,
similarities.
there's similarities.
And a lot of people say like their kids being related to them as a ripoff. But if you think about it, when Anakin went dark, he killed all the Jedi's.
Yes.
All the Jedi's. That means the only new Jedi's we're gonna have to be their descendants.
Mm-hmm. That's
That's
right.
the only way that works. So yes,
Yes.
Ben or Kylo Ren is Han Solo and Leia's kid. We already know Leia is force sensitive.
Yeah.
Yes, big spoiler for Asher because he hasn't watched the last movie.
Sorry, dude.
Yes, Rey is Palpatine's daughter, but like, who else was left?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And Kylo Ren, such a great character. Introduction to him, awesome. Love that movie. Love it. So number 4.
4. Okay. So I recently rewatched all the Star Wars movies just to get a recap because I knew we were doing this episode.
Yes.
When we first talked about this, I told you my favorite Star Wars movie was Episode 4.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 4 has fallen down a little bit on my list, and it is now number 4.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I love a good introduction story. There's a lot of really solid classic quotes that
Yeah.
people use all the time when they're referring to Star Wars. I find your lack of faith disturbing. Hello there, when Obi-Wan first meets Luke.
Yeah.
These are not the droids you're looking for. Like all of these.
Classic lines.
Also, this one made me laugh. If you are ever around kids, whenever they're playing video games, you hear the term "cooked" a lot. Like
Mm-hmm.
if they died, like oh I got cooked, or if they killed somebody, oh I cooked him. When Luke was blowing up the Death Star at the end of this, he gets shot. He gets shot by one of the other ships, and he says, "I got a little cooked, but I'm all right." And this movie came out in the 80s,
No,
so
77, dude.
70s, even earlier.
Yeah.
So Luke Skywalker trademarked the term "cook" 50 years before it was a thing.
There you go. I love it. Ethan says, hot take. He shouldn't have been a bad guy. Kylo was not a Sith. Okay. And then number 4 for him, Empire Strikes Back. So number 4 for me, we're tying this dude, A New Hope.
Nice.
Yeah, look at that.
Awesome.
Look at that.
That's awesome.
I again love this movie. It's what started this, saga of movies. And for me, you got classic characters in this movie, great introductions. Who's ever not? I'm gonna spoil something if you've never seen it. Sorry, but when Obi-Wan Kenobi, Obi-Wan Kenobi dies, like kind of tugs at your heart a little bit. It's a little sad. But I love again introductions. You got Han Solo, Luke, Princess Leia, Darth Vader. Great moments in it, and then of course, you talked about all these iconic lines. I use this line every so often, and it's "Help me, you're my only hope." Like that's like I will use that anywhere. I'm like, "You're my only hope. Help me." But yeah, Episode 4, or just the original Star Wars, classic, love it.
I'm gathering my thoughts here real quick.
Okay, because now we're gonna get.
Yeah, we're getting into detail. We're on our top 3 now. We're actually kind of killing it. We floated through those pretty quick. It's only 40 minutes in, which is fine. No big deal. Yeah. All right, so Episode 3 is I'm sorry, I said that backwards. Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, is my number 3. I really like how it started off with Solo. He's embedded in the carbon. Leia tries to go in. She gets turned into a slave. First off, Leia in the 80s was a fox. She was a smoke show. And then they put her in the slave outfit. Yeah. You have Luke kind of at his peak. He's
Yep.
using the Force. He's coming in like a badass, rescuing them. I was trying to find my notes, but
I was gonna say like that. You were talking about Princess Leia in that bikini. Like that was like it. What 1982? That was iconic. Like when she came on screen with that, very
yeah.
iconic. Very iconic. Um.
So we have our introduction to the Ewoks in this movie.
Yes.
You get the quote, "You don't know the power of the dark side," from
Mhm.
Vader talking to Luke, of course. And then, of course, the final fight, Vader uh, betrays. I can't even. Was it who was it training him? Was it? It wasn't Palpatine, was it?
Uh. Darth Vader. Yeah. Palpatine was. Yeah.
Was it Palpatine that he yeeted off the ship? Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
okay, yeah. But so he Palpatine was going to kill Luke, and Vader was like, "Oh, that's my son," and then
And he
he yeeted
just.
Palpatine off of the
It was
cliff.
great.
We also got to see Vader's face with all the burns on it when he took his mask off as he was dying. Uh, it was just overall a very solid movie.
Again, I love the film. I hate putting it so low on my list because I do love it. And like you said, that third act, that climax is just
Mhm.
it's one of the best. Like I love Palpatine in it. He's creepy, very eerie. You know, that battle between Darth Vader and Luke for a little bit, and like you said, when he throws Palpatine over the edge, that was great. Yeah, again, there are things I love about it. Out of the original three, though, that's definitely my least favorite. Like, awesome choice.
So
Awesome, awesome.
Ethan said number 4 was Empire Strikes Back for him. Number 3 was Phantom Menace.
Mhm.
Ashton said top
Okay.
3. Number 3 was
Episode 5
episode 5. Number 2 was episode 6.
and
And
number
number
1.
1 was episode 3.
Nice.
So, yeah, they tie in. Okay, cool.
I
Cool, cool,
like that.
cool.
Okay,
Go ahead with your number 3.
number 3. This is controversial because everybody seems to hate this movie, but Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Number 3. Used to be number 2. Number 3 now. Um, I love this. Again, I say that a lot with every one of these movies, but you know, this movie came out and I saw it in theaters and I walked out and I was like, this is fantastic. This is one of the best Star Wars movies ever made. Definitely one of my favorite movies of that year. Ryan Johnson, for me, I think he did a great job. I know he made some changes that some people were not happy with, but I loved every minute of it. And rewatching it, I still love this movie. I love the battle at the end, like the Red Room, where Ray is just battling all those what gosh stormtroopers. Were they the
Yeah.
stormtroopers?
Well, I think
Iconic,
they have like a fancier name, but yeah,
yes.
the Red
Iconic,
Stormtroopers.
yes. The Red Storm, iconic stuff. I love the way Ryan Johnson directed this movie. Like that Red Room is just so good. Those vivid colors, the way it all is like laid out, just fantastic. Um, yeah, and everybody wants to like make memes of Princess Leia flying into space, and I get it, it's kind of hokey, but I love everything about this. And then of course you have the end of the film. What is it? Is it like a is it
uh,
sand or snow? But like
so
you have that
so
red.
Kylo shows up there in the Red Room, and Snoke has Leia or Rey's lightsaber, and
Yes,
Kylo
yes,
uses the
yes.
Force to open the blade and then summon it to him, cutting Snoke in half.
Snow in half. Yep.
Yeah, and then they tag team and fight all the red guys, which was
It was iconic,
phenomenal.
and I know that was another thing. People were like, "Why did he kill up Snoke in this movie?" Because Snoke was originally gonna be in Rise of Skywalker, but of
Yeah.
course Ryan did his thing. I love this movie. I applaud it. I think it's fantastic. Again, I love you can't see it. It's so small, but I think it's like it's either they're on a desert or it's snowing, but you have like all that red. There's a lot of red in this movie,
Yeah.
and it's just amazing. I think Mark Hamill does a great job in this movie. I think Daisy Ridley is fantastic. This is her best performance as Rey, in my opinion. Just awesome. Awesome movie. So, okay, now
All right.
second favorite. Oh, let's see. Ethan says they should not have killed off Snoke. Yes, yeah, I know. I know their original plans were going to be different for the third one, and Brian kind of did something he wanted to do. But I'll always defend the movie. I love it so much.
Well, speaking of the third one in that trilogy, my number 2 is Rise of Skywalker.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, it's
So
high. For the record, I did not expect any of the Disney 3 to be high in my list, and they actually surprised me upon rewatching them, and I ranked them a lot higher than I thought I was going to do. There was a lot to unpack in Rise of Skywalker. I had more notes on Rise of Skywalker than any movie in the series. We had the return of Palpatine, for obvious reasons.
Yep.
We had a Lando cameo. I don't know if you remember that. Rey used electricity on accident for the first time, which is Palpatine's signature move. She used that when she thought Chewie was getting captured, and her and Kylo were kind of facing off in the desert, and they were using the Force to like fight over the ship. Then she shoots the electricity out of her hand, blows the ship up, and then thinks she killed Chewie, which we later find out Chewie is alive.
Yep.
Of course, we had the Rey versus Kylo fight scene, which those are always entertaining. We find out Rey's lineage, that she is Palpatine's granddaughter.
Yeah.
They're using Death Star mechanics or whatever. They go back to the island where the Death Star was wrecked, so the Death Star's back in this. You have Rey versus Kylo again on the Death Star. You have Leia's death, how she sacrifices herself to kind of turn Kylo into a good guy. You have Rey, when Rey and Kylo are fighting on the Death Star, she stabs Kylo, then she uses the Force to heal his wound. That's something we had not seen yet. We have Kylo seeing Han Solo's spirit, kind of, foreshadow or whatever you want to call that.
I love that moment.
It was a very solid scene, very emotional. It really sealed Kylo turning to the good side,
and
which is my next fact.
Too. Yeah.
Then you have Ghost Luke coming back, Palpatine getting restored by sucking the energy out of Kylo and Rey. Palpatine using the lightning to destroy all the ships, shooting it out the ceiling. Awesome. And then you hear all the previous Jedis as Rey's about to take Palpatine down. You hear Mace Windu, you hear Yoda, you hear Obi-Wan, you hear Luke Skywalker, you hear Leia, like all of them. It was just such a cool, surreal moment. You have Kylo's death. You have Ben Solo, Kylo Ren, and Rey kissing. You have Rey dying, and then Ben taking the Force of his life and giving it to her. Poe's now in charge of the rebellion or the resistance, whatever you want to call it. He also makes Finn a general. You have at the very end of the last scene, and we talked about this briefly today, but I didn't go into detail about it. This is a spoiler for Ashton, so mute us for a couple seconds. At the very end, you see Rey going to the farm that Luke grew up on.
Oh, I love that moment.
She takes Luke and Leia's lightsaber and she buries them in the sand using the Force. And then she pulls out her lightsaber and turns it on, and it's orange.
Yep. Oh,
this is the first time. This is the first time in all of Star Wars that we've seen an orange lightsaber in the movies.
Yep.
It's not happened one time. The orange lightsaber represents the mastery of the Force. It is extremely rare. It is extremely rare. So that was a very awesome scene too. And then the lady on the horse, or whatever that little creature was, is like, "Hey, who are you?" And she's like, "I'm Rey." And she's like, "Rey who?" And she's like, "Rey Skywalker."
Oh,
so she's turning down the Palpatine name and naming herself a descendant of Leia and Luke. It's just an awesome movie.
And then you do have that. See, this is why I hate having it so far on the bottom list. Let's see. Let me go through this real quick. Ethan says it was a good movie, but I think it struggled from the changes in The Last Jedi. If they didn't change directors, then change back, it would have been better. They had something. I know they originally had the guy who was going to who directed Jurassic World do this, and then JJ came back. Ashton says, "I'm actually going to go start rewatching the series now." Awesome. And then he says, "I'm actually going to go." Yep. Look at that. I love that. Ashton, have a good night, buddy. Enjoy the movie. But yeah, I mean, there's things I love about the film. Like, I love also. Sorry, Ashton, if you're still on this, I apologize. Um, I love the moment at the end where you do see Luke and Leia, like when she's back at Luke's home, like, Rey's back at Luke's homeland after she buries the lightsabers, and you do see like them there, and just moments like that make me happy. So
Yeah,
I ramble. Sorry.
it was a good final touch.
Yes.
It was.
Okay, so number 2 for me. This used to be my number 1. It's went down 1. Went down 1. Empire Strikes Back. This is my second favorite now.
Which was
The
my
rewatch.
last.
I know. Look at that. That I think is so crazy. Your number 2 was Rise of Skywalker. That was my last. This is my number 2.
And that was my
And
last.
yeah. But out of the original trilogy, this is my favorite. I actually love the training stuff with Yoda. I think it's great. But I mean, you have those. I wish I can go back in time in 1980, which I wasn't born then, but if I can go back in time in 1980 and be one of those people watching this in the theater and hearing Darth Vader say to Luke, "Luke, I am your father," I mean, that would have given me goosebumps.
So the
Watching
end
that
of
whole
that
thing.
movie was the only thing that saved that movie for me.
Was the Luke, I am your father?
Luke, I am your father, and then him getting his hand cut off.
Really?
That
Oh,
happened in that movie. Yeah.
freaking love this movie so much. And then I kind of get a little, not teary, but I get emotional when, Han Solo, like, gets carbonated. I think that's the word. And you have that moment before he's about ready to, where, like, Chewie's, like, sad. And then you have that moment where Leia's like, "I love you." It's like, "I know." And, like, just goes down. I was, like, emotional watching it again. I was like, this is sad stuff. What else do I love about this? Gosh, I do. It's little things, but like when like Luke is hanging off of, what is the planet he's on? The like at the end of the movie when Leia like can hear him, and they have to go back and rescue him, and he's like
They
hanging
pick him
off
up in the ship.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. All that stuff is great. And then, just for me, Billy D. Williams, the character's name, I'm drawing a blank for a second. What is he made a cameo on the Rise of Skywalker. You talked about his name.
Lando.
Yes, love Lando. Lando's great in this. So yeah, I love Empire Strikes Back. It is fantastic in my opinion. It's still one of my favorite movies of all time. So, all right,
number 1.
okay.
Remember, guys, I'm a fan of the bad guys. So my number 1, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. It's when Anakin becomes Darth Vader.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I could leave it there.
I'm gonna say this right. Oh, Ethan says A New Hope. Classic.
Yeah, number 4. Like I said before, I rewatched them. New Hope was my number 1, so it just kind of fell down a few notches.
Okay.
So we have a lot to unpack in this movie. Obviously, Anakin becomes Darth Vader. He gets named Darth Vader. General Grievous, even though he's not a Sith or whatever Jedi, he's just literally a droid. Well, I guess he's a cyborg because he has like human organs and stuff. But like he's got multiple arms and wields multiple lightsabers that he got from killing Jedis.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
But you had Obi versus Grievous. You had Anakin going dark. You had the revelation of Padme being pregnant, which is what led to Anakin being dark. You had, which is your favorite scene, Justin, when Anakin kills all the younglings.
It's not my favorite scene. It is not my favorite scene. I get emotional. I know.
But you have the issue of Order 66 when all the Jedi get betrayed, and then they start hunting all the Jedis down, which is a big deal and kind of sets pretty much the whole future generation why there's so few Jedi. You have Obi-Wan versus Anakin. you have Yoda versus Palpatine, and then, of course, at the very end, you have the birth of Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia.
Yeah. And Ethan, I don't know if I popped this up, but his second favorite was Revenge of the Sith. So awesome stuff. Okay, so my number one is episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. So, look at that. 2 movies.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
2 movies. I rewatching these movies this last time around, like I would always, before rewatching this, I would always have said that this was my number 1 favorite.
Which is what? For the
Empire
people
Strikes
listening.
Back.
Okay,
Empire Strikes
Yeah.
Back. But now Revenge of the Sith is my favorite. And it's always going to remain my favorite. Like, I think this just has the best story. Like you said, this is Anakin going to the dark side. Hayden Christensen gives a fantastic performance, in my opinion, in this role. Like, playing this struggling, playing a struggling Anakin, but then eventually just turning dark and going to the dark side. Great performance. Like, him and Obi-Wan at the end of the movie, that line where Anakin says, "I hate you." And Obi's like, "You've done that yourself." And all that stuff is great.
I will say too, this is still my number 1, but there was a couple lines in there that I thought were like a little forced, like when Padme first found out that he was like turning to the dark side, and she's like, "I don't even recognize you anymore." And then he's like, "Well," he said, "You only feel that way because Obi-Wan turned you against me." And I'm like, why would he even think that? Like, it's just wild.
Yeah. Anyway, well, that is like one of my sad moments. So, like I was going to talk about, like one of my other great favorite things about this movie is the relationship between Padme and Anakin. And obviously it doesn't end well. But their relationship's great. I love their relationship in the second movie, and that carries on into this movie. The moment I remember seeing this, let's go back 20 years ago, and I just remember seeing this opening weekend in the Radcliffe movie theater, which is no longer there anymore. Very sad. And sitting and watching this movie with a crowd of people, and you get to that ending where she realizes he's gone. And that line, "Anakin, you're breaking my heart," like, I just get emotional. I don't know what it is, but like I still got emotional watching it a couple weeks ago when I was revisiting this movie. I think it's very sad because she realizes, like, this is not the person that she fell in love with. And then, of course, you got iconic, the birth of Darth Vader. You see the suit, you see him you see them getting him ready to become this iconic character. Of course, he says, "Where's Padme?" And Palpatine's like, "You killed her," and you have that no moment. And then I ramble a lot, but I look back at a lot of these moments. You do have, this is a full circle moment with Return of the Jedi. You have the moment where Padme, before she passes away, she tells Obi-Wan there's still good in him. And it's a full circle moment because in Return of the Jedi, he saves his son.
Yeah.
So she kind of predicted that in some way. She's like, yeah, he's gone to the dark side, but there's still good in him. And it's just a great full circle moment. But anyway, it's a pretty dark and grim movie. Like he was saying, like my favorite scene apparently is the scene where the little youngins die. It's not.
Eddie, what are you gonna do?
Mr. Skywalker, what are we gonna do? I just cry. I'm like, why the youngins? But yeah, the whole entire movie, I love it. My favorite memory will always be seeing it opening weekend though, and having that experience. And this made me fall in love with Star Wars. Like before I saw this movie, I was a casual Star Wars fan. Watching this movie and then going and watching the previous movies that we had prior, I just fell in love with this universe. Absolutely love this.
What was your first Star Wars movie?
Phantom Menace. Opening night. No, opening weekend. What about you?
It was also Phantom Menace, episode
Did you
1.
see it? Did you see it in theaters?
I did not see it in theaters. I actually never watched any of the original 6 in theaters. Not a
Oh,
single one of them. Yep. No,
okay.
I've seen it. I think it was just on TV or something, or maybe my dad rented it from like Family Video or Blockbuster.
Yeah,
I don't remember. It's been, I mean, obviously like
yeah.
20 some years.
Yeah.
Um,
It was great.
yeah. I remember I watched 1, 2, and 3, and which I mean, I was what 10 or something, 8 whenever those movies came
Yeah,
out. I was
yeah.
young. So I mean, they were just movies to me. And then my buddy Travis, he was like him and his dad. It was like their thing together was
Mhm.
Star Wars, which is cool.
Yeah,
But I remember his mom would like babysit us sometimes, and I would remember I would go over to his house and we would just watch like Star Wars movies.
yeah,
So that's how I watched, 4, 5, 6.
yeah,
And then like obviously as an adult, I went and saw 7, 8, 9, or yeah, 7, 8, 9, and then Solo and Rogue One in theaters.
yeah.
But yeah,
I
I would,
I say seeing Solo in theaters was pretty amazing because I saw it in Gordon and me and TJ, we work together, so we live close together, so we know all like the theaters and
yeah.
everything. But like
When I
Gordon, it's
saw I saw Rogue One and we did a triple feature.
ooh yeah,
Yeah, it was me and 2 of my buddies. We watched Rogue One, we watched the Assassin's Creed movie. I can't remember what the 3rd one was, but it was a lot.
yeah. Rogue One in theaters, amazing. It's still an awesome movie, but Rogue One in theaters, I loved it. The ending of the film where Ashton's not in there, hopefully. Sorry, Ashton. But
He's watching Star Wars.
yeah, the moment where you see a young Princess Leia. And by the way, when you see she's revealed in this movie, this is around the time that Carrie Fisher passed away. So like when we sat in the theater watching this, the whole theater kind of went a little silent because it was like this is our Princess Leia. Like she's not here with us anymore, but her presence will always be here. And I just remember being in the theater, seeing that, getting emotional, but also just clapping at the end of the movie because I was like,
Yeah,
that is such a great way to send off her, but obviously Rise of Skywalker. But at that moment, just having that moment to just reflect on what Carrie Fisher brought to this character
yeah.
was awesome. So anyway, little emotional there, but little no, just sentimental moments. Nice sentimental moments.
Would you make Ethan's comment pop up, please?
Yes. Sorry about
Ethan said the animated show really helped tie in the time between the second and third movies and makes Revenge of the Sith better. I have heard that. I've heard a lot
I'll have
about
to check it
the
out.
Clone Wars TV show, and it ties into the Ahsoka TV live action TV show, which was really good.
Yeah.
That's like I said, I need to get around to watching the Clone Wars show. Uh, I don't know, and I can't even. I really don't even have an excuse why I've not watched it. I would say because it's animated, but I watch anime like a crack addict, so I just need to make the time and do it. Honestly, I just need to quit making excuses.
I think the only animated stuff I've seen like anime is Sailor Moon, but that's about it. So I really need to dig more into anime. But no, I'll
If
have to
you're
check out the
interested, I got you.
okay. I'll have to check out the animated show
Yeah.
though. Thank you, Ethan.
Yeah, for
Sorry
sure,
it took
for
me
sure.
so long to get the comments up, but getting back into the streaming thing.
Yeah, no, I
Um,
mean, this has been a fun episode.
yeah,
Even though we had a lot to go over, I think us focusing on the top 3 instead of the whole 11 really
yeah,
made it fit into like an hour time frame better. So I think that
it
worked
did.
out pretty sweet.
Do-
Um, Ethan said it's all good. You're doing great.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So our next podcast is going to be on the 4th of June, and we're
Mhm.
going to be delving into the Final Destination series. That gives you 2 weeks. It's 5 movies now.
Yep.
6
No,
one.
six
The
movies.
new
Six
one's a 6
movies.
one.
6 movies. Yep.
So even if you don't watch the new one in theaters, you can watch the original 5 and get caught up. I don't want to say like horror movies really because they're
They're
not
horror
really
movies.
scary. They're
I think they're horror movies.
essentially the premise is in every movie the main character has a vision of some tragic accident that's going to kill a bunch of people. She
Death is
saves a
coming.
group of people, and then slowly throughout the movie, death is coming to right the wrong of them not dying. They were meant to die at this time. It's coming to get what it's owed. So throughout the movie, they all die in gruesome ways. So yeah, if you've not seen them, watch those. We will be talking about it in 2 weeks. What was you saying?
Oh no, I said just check them out.
Yeah, check them out. They are good movies, especially if you like horror or gore or whatever.
One of my favorite horror movie franchises.
For sure. If you guys are watching on Ryan 1988, make sure you guys come over and check us out on our joint channel on Double Edge Cinema. Justin will have the links in the comments.
I have the link in the comments, so please go subscribe to the channel. We're really building that up. Like first of all, I'm excited that like TJ, we had talked about doing like you had mentioned that like you wanted to be like a part of one of my streams, but I feel like this is like even better. Like having us together every 2 weeks doing this is just so much fun. So much
and
fun.
There's no like awkward pauses, like the conversation's flowing, having people. I mean, Ashton's been in both episodes. I have a feeling that we're going to be seeing a lot of Ethan. I am surprised we're not getting a lot of the people we had in the last one from your channel, but yeah, it's cool. I'm sure we'll get some comments throughout the week. We probably should have checked comments we missed after from the last episode, so we could have like followed up on those in this one.
We'll get better at that.
Yeah, it's our second episode. We're learning as we go. Yeah, Final Destination, June 4th. If you guys are on Ryan 1988, sub to Double Edge Cinema. If you're on Double Edge Cinema, make sure you subscribe to Ryan 1998. And if you feel froggy, sub to Scream Streams too. I don't put content out very often, but who knows? I might pop up every now and then with a stream.
I'll leave these down below. I'll leave these down.
I almost streamed Fortnite to YouTube today when I was playing earlier with my daughter.
Did you really?
I almost did. I thought about it real hard.
Send me your channel, by the way, so I can.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What else we got?
Ethan said we definitely need to get together and talk more in person about Star Wars and anything else. I'd love to.
Absolutely.
That would be awesome.
I also know that Ethan is a big anime guy, so we could definitely get down to some anime. I have watched. I know last time we talked in person, you had only watched a couple of things.
Yeah.
Dude, I've watched so much freaking anime. It's like disgusting. So I could really like break. I even had an anime podcast at one point, which I talked about briefly in the last episode. Nice. So yeah, we can get down into that. What else you got, Justin? You got anything else?
What else do I have coming up? Let's talk about what I have coming up on the channel. I do have a Final Destination Bloodlines review coming, but I want to just do the review and I want to save the ranking for our stream. That way you don't know my ranking.
Yep. And I will probably not watch the review because I don't want to.
Don't watch it.
Unless
little things. I don't.
Are you going to post it before or after Sunday?
I'll post it this weekend.
This weekend, okay. So I'll watch it after. I'll watch it after I watch the movie because I'm watching. So this weekend is me and my wife's 10-year wedding anniversary.
Woo!
Yeah. Awesome. So that's a milestone anniversary. I've got a romantic dinner planned for her, and then we're gonna go watch Final Destination after that. So I'm really excited about that.
I do want to plug something in with my channel. So every June I like to always do something with Pride. So I'll be doing like Pride movie reviews. So like either scary movies or romantic movies, like talk about some Pride cinema films. So stay tuned for that. So I will post reviews kind of throughout the month of June and share the word of love. Because love is love.
I was trying to think, and maybe I'm just like not clued in with that scene, I guess. I was like, well, we could do like a LGBTQ.
I would love to.
Like movie ranking, but I'm gonna be honest. Other than Brokeback Mountain, I can't think of any LGBTQ movies really.
I'll let you borrow some movies so you can check them out.
Y'all can update me.
Even if we don't do a ranking, we can talk about some like important movies within this.
So I think we talked about this last podcast, how I had never seen Brokeback Mountain. Justin got me to watch Brokeback Mountain, and
Good.
I was really surprised. And I think I'm mostly saying this for people, I guess, that maybe had a mindset like me. Like I have nothing against gay people. Obviously, me and Justin are great
Yeah.
friends,
Yeah.
but the whole concept of like watching a movie about two guys getting it on
Yeah.
as a straight man for me was just like that's not really my cup of tea. Nothing wrong with it, just not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I watched that movie. I genuinely enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a good movie. It was out of my comfort zone,
Yeah.
but I did enjoy the movie. And also for anybody else that is also afraid of getting into situations like that, that movie actually had more female nudity than it had gay sex scenes. So
Yeah.
it's just something that surprised me a little bit.
I think the thing about the movie, and we could talk about later in like the month of June, but I'll probably
Yeah.
review it because we're going 20 years on that movie too. The thing that, like, I remember when the movie came out, like all the jokes that happened, like people joking about
Yeah.
it, and before even seeing it, which I get it. It was 22, no, it was 2005.
Yeah.
Gay cinema wasn't huge back then. Like it's getting better now, but it wasn't huge back then. And a lot of films that were like independent movies, like this was like a film that was like going to theaters and people were going to be able to see this. You had two fantastic actors taking on these roles, and it was risky at the time
Yeah, absolutely.
to
And
do
that
that.
was a big reason why I was interested because Jake Gyllenhaal,
Yeah,
I've literally never seen a Jake Gyllenhaal movie I didn't like
yeah.
that I can think of. And then
It tugged up my heart. Like it tugs at my heart.
yeah,
At the end.
yeah, and then Heath Ledger, the Joker, like I don't
Yeah.
know, two
He's
fantastic
great.
guys.
I will say this though. The one thing I was talking about, like how people joked about the movie when it came out. Jake Gyllenhaal years later after he passed away said that whenever somebody would like joke about the movie, Heath Ledger would just stay silent. Like he didn't want to be a part of
He
it.
didn't laugh about it or nothing.
He
Yeah,
didn't laugh about it. Like they didn't want to talk about it. He was like, I'm going to promote this movie that I love, that I think is a beautiful film. I'm not going to be the joking manner type of person with this movie. And then there's a really cool like interview. He was doing press for the movie. I know we're talking about Brokeback Mountain now. Like, yeah, he did press for this. This is how much I loved Heath. Like Heath was just a great outspoken person. But this guy, journalist, was talking about the movie, and he was talking about, oh, why would you do like gay sex scenes and be in a movie like this? And Heath like just stood up and said, you're pretty much an arrogant guy, and you're being rude to be rude. And so,
and for the record, there was only one true sex scene in that whole movie, one true gay sex scene,
it was,
and that was the first initial point of contact.
And really, the heart of the movie though is like it is about these two people at a time period that the only way that they can be together and show their love is to hide it. And that's a sad thing. That's a sad thing.
For sure.
So Ethan, thank you, Ethan, so much. I'm gonna head out. Let me know when y'all talk. I'll be back for the next one. I'll see you later. Well, thank you, Ethan.
Sure. Yeah, I think we need to wrap this up too, though. Yeah, but yeah, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment. We will try to do better and go back and read comments we missed during the next session. June 4th, Final Destination, review and ranking. I think we'll see you then. I think we're done.
I think we're done. Everybody, if you're watching, please by the way, like these videos. If you're on my channel, if you're on Double Edge Cinema, please like the stream. If you're, watching the playback, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed our hot takes and our ranking. I loved it. I had a blast. So, and I love talking with TJ about movies. We do that at work, but it's great to talk on here too.
Especially without all the interruptions and everything.
Yeah, so it's awesome. Anyway, love you all. Have a great night, and we'll see you on June 4th. Final Destination. Bye, everybody.